Sonali, I think we can
Yeah.
start.
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Sonali Saraf, YFLO Secretary, Apurva Pokarna, YFLO Chairperson, and our YFLO Committee welcome our guest for today, Dr. Akanksha Koti-Bhaskar, FLO YFLO Past Chairs, FLO Committee, Chapter Chairs, and members to this unique program on personal care and more. A piece of information I would like to share with all of you. We will turn off the videos of for the session for better clarity. Kindly cooperate. If anyone has any questions, please put them with your name in the chat box and we will take it in the end of the session. I now invite Aarti Shah, YFLO Treasurer, to start our afternoon on an auspicious note with Ganesh Vandana.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurmi Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Thank you.
There is a crack in everything, but that is how the light gets in. On that note, can we now have the lighting of the lamp, please? I now invite Apurva, our YFLO chairperson, to address the meeting and introduce our guest.
Good evening, everyone. In our day-to-day life, as we take over all the battles that we face and go through life in general, we forget that phoenixes need nurture. Our today's event is planned to remind all of us to stop and take care of ourselves so that we may continue to burn to brighten with the same zeal and energy. IT team, can I have the slides, please? Life is beautiful, and yet we say beauty lies in the eyes of a beholder, a statement that doesn't do justice to the definition of beauty. While our world is on a standstill, we keep moving by learning something new, and it's in our innate nature to enhance ourselves and our surroundings. Many refer to it as a feminine touch. So, to add to this creative side of ours, we bring in senior Ayurveda expert, Ms. Akanksha Koti Bhaskar from Forest Essentials, to shed some light on Ayurvedic self care rituals and how beauty starts from inside out. The ancient art of Ayurveda is an integrated approach and lifestyle that lays emphasis on the inner connectivity of the mind, body, and environment. And despite being available to us since centuries, has been slowly forgotten. Today, with our session, we hope to remind ourselves of our long forgotten traditions of skin and beauty care with our esteemed guest today. She has studied Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery from Maharashtra University of Health Sciences and PG Law from UK. She has worked with numerous clinics with lifestyle management and treating skin ailments. Every life does not just require but demands a wellness journey today. Building immunity is the new preventive cure and should be a lifestyle for all of us. Our speaker, Mrs. Koti Bhaskar, is renowned in the field for the same and has gained international experience with her work in UK. She also actively contributes to a number of expert columns in media publications like Vogue, Femina, Harper's Bazaar, to name a few. I welcome her to this session, along with our esteemed past chair, floor chairperson Usha Rani Mane, committee members, and our lovely audience. Learning is a new way of growing. I hope we all grow together while learning from new opportunities and shine from inside out after this session today. Thank you.
Thank you, Apurva, for introducing our guest. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. And so we are felicitating our guest by planting trees in her honor. I now request Dr. Akanksha to take over the session.
Thank you for this honor. Thank you for planting the tree on our behalf. And I'm really delighted to be here today as a senior Ayurvedic consultant for Forest Essentials, and to have this interactive session about self-care in Ayurveda with the YFLO team. So a very good evening to all of you. And about the session, or if you have any questions, you can put it down in the chat box, and we'll surely be taking the questions towards the end of this session. So I'm sure you've all, you've been very intrigued when you read the topic as self-care in Ayurveda. Let's talk about self-care to start with. When we think about self-care, the first thing that comes to our mind is me time, isn't it? So for some, it might be, a few minutes of meditation. For some, it might be a few hours of movie or watching series, like binge watching a series. For some, it might be cooking. For some, it might even mean doing a relaxing skincare routine. Well, so whatever be the activity, basically an act that makes you feel relaxed or reinvigorated is what we call as self-care, isn't it? Well, while this partly contributes to the definition of self-care, in totality or in a broader sense, self-care means self-love. So it's not about just enjoying those few moments that you do, or enjoying that time while doing something you like. It's about enjoying everything you do, right? So it's really relishing your existence. It's about enjoying every moment, and that's what self-care means in true sense. Ayurveda says that self-care is actually the highest form of self-transformation, and to achieve this, you have to work on two levels. The first one being body and the second one being the mind. So you must have noticed how some people are always happy and have an aura of contentment around them. When they just around us, we feel positive. You know, Ayurveda says when you follow certain Ayurvedic steps and when this self-care or self-love is done right, this is what you achieve. It radiates, the self-love or self-care radiates in the form of elegance, grace, and vitality, and it just spreads around, right? And like I said, this Ayurveda says that this works on two levels. The first one being body, and the second one being our mind. So when we talk about body, the most important thing is our gut health. And a lot of sciences today have started to believe that everything, right or wrong, starts with the gut. While Ayurveda, centuries, thousands of centuries ago, has mentioned the same. It says that the gut health, where is the store of Agni or the digestive fire, contributes to everything in the body, good or bad. So everything physical goes through this, and when we maintain the gut health, that is actually the start of our immunity. So you must have often heard this statement that when you eat food like medicine, you wouldn't have to eat medicine like food. It just stresses on the fact that gut health is very important. So now comes the question how to, improve this gut health, or how to, what are the things that we can do every day? I'm sure a lot of times when we think about Ayurveda, we think about tedious ingredients, long procedures, and, really non-appealing food. It's not like that. It's the principles that we need to follow. It's the principles that we need to understand. And that's how we can enjoy every bit of Ayurveda or what Ayurveda has to offer without it being boring, or be fearing that the food that we cook in Ayurvedic way might not be tasty. So to start with, the first and foremost, Ayurveda takes help of something called as Rutucharya or the seasonal regime. As we've all entered the monsoon season, Varsha Rutucharya is something that Ayurveda propagates strongly. So according to the season, like Apurva already mentioned in the introduction, that there are three things that matter: the self, the environment, and the soul or the mind. So talking about the environment, we need to make certain changes according to the changing environment. And now that we are in the Varsha Rutu or the monsoon season, there are a few guidelines we need to abide by to make sure to boost our immunity, to take care of our gut health. To start with, the most simple law that you have to apply is eat in the Varsha Rutu, especially something that is light, that is always cooked, and easily digestible. It's a bonus, or it's very essential. It's very helpful if that food is warm as well. So this might raise a question that what exactly do I mean by this? Well, I'll just tell you three things that needs to be avoided. Anything uncooked like salads, chutneys, or even certain sauces which are not cooked need to be avoided. Everything that can be consumed cooked is very essential. So what you can do is, for all those who love salads and are very diet conscious or calorie conscious, can opt for soups instead, because it serves the purpose of not being high in calories, and it's cooked as well, and you get all the nutrition from those veggies. Also, whenever possible, try to have warm water throughout the day. So have small amounts of warm water throughout the day. This actually helps detoxify your body and has a bigger impact than having warm water, ample of warm water just as you start your day, or having warm water with lemon at the start of your day. Instead of that, because sometimes it can cause some issues, especially in the monsoon season, since it's the pitta aggravating and the vata aggravating season. So to counter that, what you can do is have small amounts of warm water throughout the day. What I would recommend all of you to just make a note of all these small things, and any questions you have regarding this or anything else you would like to know, you can ask me in the questions. So like we talked about detoxification with just warm water. Another important thing in this season is to include four ingredients in our meal in any form. So in the form of tempering or additionally the way you want. Those four main ingredients are black pepper, ginger, garlic, and lemon. Just a small hint though, whenever adding lemon to your meals, make sure, okay, I am going to take this. So someone has just asked about what about adding haldi to our meals. Yes, haldi ideally goes in every season. So haldi should be a part of your meal all the time, or throughout the season, or throughout the year, in fact, in all seasons. In this season, however, it should be in moderate amount. However, in case those who do not add a lot of ginger, garlic, that should be added, or you can increase the quantity than summers or any other seasons in this season, especially. Also, black pepper, which is not very often added to our food. With that, I was talking about the lemon. So what we need to remember is lemon or vitamin C is heat sensitive. While it's a great immunity boosting vitamin, we need to make sure that it is always added after the heat is switched off. So make sure that all the recipes that require lemon, we add the juice after the heat is switched off if it's in a hot dish, right? So moving on to the next point, in this season especially, make sure that all your sugar is replaced by honey, because honey aids digestion, and this is the season where digestion can easily go for a toss. So wherever you can, replace your sugar with honey. Then it's very important, like I've already mentioned, you should have cooked food. A lot of people opt for ready to cook meals as against having salads. Well, packaged food is not really healthy, especially in this season. Well, Ayurveda does not recommend packaged food and preservatives anyway, but it's the most harmful in this season. So then the question often asked is, what about juices, aren't they healthy? But most of the times they are packed. Well, let me tell you, in this season, fruit juices are not something you should be opting for. Instead, go for whole fruits. What happens is, when you juice a fruit, you lose the essential fibers and some other vitamins and minerals which are sensitive to the churning or blending. Besides that, what also happens that this juice is directly gulped down. So there's no chance of chewing. And chewing actually adds a lot of enzymes which help in absorption of vitamins and minerals. So an entire orange will give you more vitamin C than juice of two oranges put together, because the chewing process that happens, and also the vitamins and minerals that stay intact because it's not blended, right? Then comes our next point, which is chewing. So chewing is very important, and that's why we should consciously chew our food or every morsel at least 30 times, is what's recommended in our ancient texts. This helps in not only breaking down the food, but also the absorption. Because many a times we see that we are taking all the necessary vitamins, minerals in the form of supplements or food, yet the iron levels are not at mark in the reports, or the calcium drops down. The problem most of the times can be with the absorption. So one simple thing we can do for absorption is that chew up food at least 20 to 30 times. This promotes the absorption and digestion. Another thing you can do to boost your digestion is take about 1/8 teaspoon of grated ginger, fresh grated ginger, add a pinch of rock salt to it, mix it nicely, and just 2 to 3 drops of lemon. Once you mix this, have this just before your meals. This promotes digestion to a great extent. Like I said, in this season, digestion going for a toss is very common. So you can adopt to these. Also, another thing you can adopt to is having ajwain or carom seeds roasted with fennel seeds, and have this about 15-20 minutes after your meal. If you want, you can also add roasted coconut to this. It gives the necessary olation to the body required in the monsoon season and prevents excessive drying of the skin, right? Or also helps balance the vata, which we are going to talk about shortly. Another very important aspect is, make sure that you always eat your food till your stomach is two-thirds full. So Ayurveda says that you should divide your stomach capacity into three parts. The first one being for solid food, the second one being for liquid food, and the third one for air. So it just helps churn the food, the digestion is proper, and then so is the absorption. So don't eat your food till you're completely full. Always leave one third room empty. Then I'm going to share with you this question which I'm often asked. What about drinking water during meals? So the right way is to drink water during your meals. It's not before, it's not after. You have to be drinking water during your meals. Like I already mentioned, Ayurveda says that one third of the stomach is for solid food, one third is for liquid, and one third is for air. So the liquid and solid have to go in simultaneously. So make sure that you have at least some small sips of water in between your meals. If you're having stuff like dals or soups in between your meals, you can also skip the water. That's not a problem. It basically recommends having some sort of liquid, and that's the right way to boost your digestion. Having water just after your meal or just before your meal is not recommended by Ayurveda. With that, another healthy recipe you can have this season is buttermilk. What you need to do is take about 4 teaspoons of curd or yogurt and blend it with 1 cup of filtered water. Add just a pinch of ginger, a pinch of cumin to it. You can have roasted cumin also. That's not a problem. And just blend it nicely till it's very watery. Churn it nicely. You can have this in between your meals instead of water. You can also have, or you can have this 30 minutes after you're done with your meal. It's a great way to boost your digestion with all the biotic bacteria, pre and pro both in the curd. It's great way to boost your digestion. So someone has just asked a question related to curd. I'm going to address that. So it's related to a specific disease. We will take that towards the end of the session. Another great way to make sure that the food is light and digestible is adding an extra tempering to the food. So all the khichdis, certain soups, or even all the dals for that matter, what you can do is just before serving, take small amount of cow's ghee and add chopped garlic to it. You can even add crushed garlic or whole cloves. Just let it turn slightly red and add it on top of your dals or soups or khichdis just before serving them. It's a great way to boost your digestion. And garlic helps in absorption of the nutrients as well. Coming to cow's ghee, it's absolutely non-fattening and it's excellent superfood for skin and body. It's known as one of the great nourishing agents for the body and a good immunity booster, as well as as well as something to fuel the digestive system or something that fuels the agni or the gut fire. Right. So now that we've touched upon what needs to be done in terms of diet, I'm sure you've understood that it does not have to be boring. If you just apply these rules to whatever you're cooking, it's Ayurvedic cooking basically. It's the principles that you're following, and these are very easy to follow. Besides this, now that when we decipher your doshas and you relate to it, we'll be giving you handouts towards the end of this session, which will talk more about what you can specifically do according to your doshas in terms of food, in terms of lifestyle. What we discussed right now, or what I mentioned right now, was specific to monsoon season or to boost your immunity and gut health in this season. Now, like I said, that inner beauty or self care works at two levels, that's the body and mind. When we talk about mind, Ayurveda has a very special way of telling a lot of things about mind. So, first and foremost, we all know that a human or the physical being is made up of the five basic elements, right? Just like everything else in this world, the earth, the water, the space, the wind, and the fire, these five basic elements. But have you ever wondered that if all of us are made by the same five basic elements, everything in this world, what accounts for differences, because the way each person manifests in this material world is unique, isn't it? So, what makes a person distinct? It's the amount of these things. So, while everyone is made up of all these five elements, the proportion in which these are, less or more, is what gives uniqueness to a person. That's what accounts for different characteristics, traits, and idiosyncrasies. So that you can call something as the Ayurvedic genetics, right? It is defined in three ways, or it defines this change or this uniqueness in three ways, or under three subtopics that we are all very well aware of. It's the Vat, the Pitta, and the Kapha. So while a lot of times we've read or come across what Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are, these doshas, what they do, what are the physical features of a person having them, what are the physical aspects of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, or what do they manifest? We are going to delve into what impact they have on mind, right? So talking about the Vata mind, Vat is basically the wind energy, and when we talk about wind, I want you all to imagine the cool autumn breeze, right? It just starts suddenly, it stops, it makes you feel refreshed. It has no rhythm, it has no routine, but it brings a sense of excitement with it, isn't it? It just starts and stops suddenly. It's the same with the Vata mind. They're full of energy, they're full of excitement. So all those people they are generally the life of the party. That's how you can identify them. They always surprise you with their wit. They are quick, right? Just like the wind flows, the creativity flows in them. They're very good at various arts like singing, dancing, or even writing. However, when gone out of balance, the Vata mind manifests nervousness or anxiousness, which also translates into insomnia. So here are a few things when you're experiencing imbalances of Vata mind. Here are a few things or few lifestyle changes you should adopt to. First of all, concentrate on breathing exercises like pranayam or just deep breathing, because you're trying to control your breath with that, which is essentially the essence of life or the wind energy. Besides that, if insomnia does kick in, you can have a bit of half a cup of warm milk with a pinch of nutmeg, or you can also add just a little bit of cardamom to it before going to sleep. It also helps boost immunity, and it's a great sleep tonic. In this season, you can also add a pinch of turmeric. So the golden milk with nutmeg and cardamom is something that goes a long way for insomnia and especially vata mind when you're restless. Warm oil massages like with something like ginger and kubani oil also work very well to relieve anxiousness and nervousness. Right. Something you should absolutely cut down on is overthinking, overstimulating, or overworking. This is something that a vata mind should not indulge into. If you're getting easily distracted, try to calm down, try to bring down that energy. Opt for exercises like yoga, Pilates, which are grounding, which are not overstimulating or not causing that vata imbalance. Also, listening to soft music like chimes, cello, guitar, or even mandolin work very well to calm down the vata mind. Now, let's talk about the pitta mind or the fire. It is impossible to ignore a fire, isn't it? If we are in a dark room, can we not notice a fire? Or if it's just a candle burning, is it possible to ignore it? Absolutely not. That's what's the beauty of a pitta mind. You cannot ignore a pitta person because the kind of light they bring through their intelligence, it's just impossible to ignore it. We light the path that we take, isn't it? Similarly, the fire and pitta make sure that they are leaders. They are great motivators and great orators. They just have born leadership qualities. However, when this fire gets out of balance, the pitta mind manifests temperamental outbursts, anger episodes. So whenever you notice this happening, the most important thing is to form a routine, especially when it comes to eating. Going hungry or being in the sun for long, even though if you're going out, but if the time is sunny, you might be in the AC car, but it still impacts your pitta inside you. So being out in the sun for long or going hungry for long is something that you shouldn't absolutely do, especially if you're a pitta personality or you're experiencing temperamental issues with the pitta imbalance. Besides that, opt for water sports. And right now, although there are chances of pitta getting aggravated the most since it's the monsoon, it's a good season to balance it as well. Something simple you can do is just walk on the garden after the rains. So on the wet grass, walk bare feet. It helps calm down the pitta. Another thing you can do is just soak the moon rays at night. It's a great, so sorry about that. It's a great way to balance your pitta, because moon is the most cooling agent according to Ayurveda. Also, avoid being a workaholic. That goes a long way for pitta. Take some out for leisure. Your me time is important, right? Spend some time with family and friends. Um, so audible, right? The voice is clear. I can hear some disturbances. Uh, Apurva, just wanted to check if it's clear. Thank you so much, Komal. Yeah. So yes, we were talking about the imbalances of pitta. For them, mid-tone soft music like the clarinet or mouth organ, flute, violin, the tunes of these work very well. Now, third is the kapha mind. We know that kapha is made up of earth and water elements amongst the five basic elements. What happens is people with a kapha mind have both these properties, that of earth and that of the water. They are grounded like the earth and they have the depth of the water. So whenever you think of a person who has, you think of a person whom you can trust completely, or a shoulder to cry on, or someone who makes you feel at home, all those Miss and Mr. Dependables are definitely Kapha mind or Kapha personalities. They are someone you can absolutely trust, right? But what happens is when, as you see, earth and water both are heavy elements, and this can weigh you down. So when the kapha element in the mind increases, it makes you feel low. It will make you feel down. It'll make you feel, not doing. It will make you feel like not even getting out of your bed. When such thing kicks in, you have to do the exactly opposite. Find a way to motivate yourself. It's very important. And pittas or pitta friends in this case will play a very important role. Opt for energizing exercises, like outdoor exercises are great in this. Gymming is something they should adopt to, or even going for trekking, hiking is something that will keep the kapha mind very active. Besides that, you can also opt for energizing fragrances around you, like the mandarin. Mandarin is a great fragrance. Any citrus fragrance, even lemongrass is great to stimulate that, weighed down or very kapha mind. Also, kaphas have this habit of attaching to things and people very easily. What you can do is once in a while, declutter your house, get rid of, organize your house, get rid of anything that's not required. And trust me, a kapha can spend hours doing this, because each thing they see, they'll think of the memory. But sometimes you need to declutter to get clarity, right? And besides that, take up new hobbies and try to pursue them. So couples are quite comfortable and laid back. When motivated, they are amazing, right? The music for kapha mind, or to motivate the kapha mind, are drums. Rock music works very well for them. Even Indian tabla, dholak, other tunes that kapha mind should generally enjoy to keep up the energy. The potential energy in kapha can be kept up or can be made into kinetic energy by doing all these things. So this way we see that when our body and mind both are balanced, it reflects in the form of contentment and harmony. We know beauty is not just skin deep. It starts from inside and then radiates out. This, when paired with 100% natural and toxin-free skincare routine, is what gives the skin glow and makes you feel energized. So let's move on to the next section of our topic today, which is skincare routine for self-care. Now we've taken care of our body, we've taken care of our mind with all the tips that I've shared with you. Specific skincare is also required if you're a Vata, Pitta, or a Kapha skin type. So Vata, like I said, is the wind energy. The skin tends to be generally dry, thin, and porous. So it requires intense nourishment. You can opt for products like the Saundarya serum, the date and lychee cream, even nourishing rose cream that we have work very well. A great product for Vata skin type is the Tejasvi emulsion, which is actually made with aged cow's ghee. It gives excellent nourishment to Vata skin as well as, if used rightly, to all skin types. Then moving on to the Pitta skin, which has the element of fire, can get tend to get rosacea if in imbalance or gets dehydrated easily. So thirst quenchers like the Tejal balancing water or the Rasa serum are best friends for a Pitta skin type. Even the Bela tonic mist is something that a Pitta skin type should always carry in their purse. Then the kapha skin, which has abundance of oil content because of the water element in it, should opt for masks like the sandalwood and nakesar mask that we have, or uptons. Cleansing with uptons every day is a great way to take care of kapha skin. And they can opt for lighter creams like the Ojas balm that we have, or even the jasmine and patchouli for the night care routine. And we'll be sharing this here in detail in your hands out. It's just a mention or the link that we wanted to tell you that how these principles work in hand. So many a times we are told that it's not written which cream is for what skin type or what should we opt for, because these ingredients are specific to work on specific concerns or needs of your skin. And with that, moving a step ahead, what we've also done is we've started customizing creams because we understand that, no, skin care is not the same for everyone, or everybody's concerns are not the same. While we have an umbrella of concerns with us, each skin is unique just like our personalities and requires different kind of nourishment, different type of addressing the concerns. So we've started this customized cream service wherein you can get in touch with our doctors like me. You can get in touch with them or our Ayurvedic experts to tell them your skin concern. They will analyze it according to the doshas and other Ayurvedic aspects and customize a cream for you exactly the way your skin needs it. So this is something I wanted to mention. We've gone a step ahead in making sure that everyone gets what is required. And this is the beauty of Ayurveda, and that's why Ayurveda is known as truly the science of personalization or customization. One question that is generally asked, especially in monsoon, is due to humidity, the skin starts looking dull. While everything is lush green, the washed streets, everything is so beautiful. It's not good news for any type of skin, isn't it? Because the humidity makes it dull. I'm going to quickly tell you instant facial procedure that you can do within 15 to 20 minutes at the leisure of your at your leisure or whenever you find time. just to give you that instant glow. So, step one, what you need to do is cleanse with a delicate facial cleanser like the Kashmiri saffron and neem that we have, or even the delicate rose water cleanser, rose and honey cleanser that we have. Just cleanse and pat dry. Post that, take about a little bit of Tejasvi emulsion and just a pea size, and rub in circular motion for about 5 to 10 minutes. So Vata skin should be doing it for 10 minutes. Pitta skin can be doing it for about 7 minutes, and then Kapha skin 5 minutes is more than enough. Rub this thoroughly on your skin in circular motions, and then do a hot towel treatment or steam for about 30 seconds. After that, Vata skin can use the organic fruit scrub for just about a minute and rub gently. Then you can use the Pitta skin can opt for the Saundarya Upton, and the Kapha skin type should go for the Kashmiri walnut gel scrub. Just scrub gently for a minute and then again wash with cold water. After that is a wash with warm water. After that is a very important step. So freeze or make ice cubes with same amount of rose water and aloe vera juice, and rub this all over your face after you've washed this off. And just top it up with the rose hydrating gel. And within 15 minutes, you've completed your facial for that instant glow. And this is the way you can fight humidity or dullness due to humidity in this season. Um, Now, like we are talking about the monsoon season, there are some additional lifestyle tips, especially for this season, that I would like to highlight on. So, warm oil massages like with ginger and kubani oil or even sesame seed oil works in energizing your body and channelize that vata energy in you, which is very essential in this season. Day napping or sleeping is absolutely not recommended in this season. So that is something you should avoid completely. Perfumes with floral notes such as jasmine, rose, or even honey are ideal for monsoon season because it's the vata and pitta aggravating season. Proper foot care is very essential because there are chances of humidity and problems arising due to this. So another DIY recipe that I'm going to share with you, which is very easy. What you need to do is just cleanse your feet, or you can soak them with a little bit of foot soak, or even the mandarin and neem hand gel that we have. Just lather up in a bucket with some warm water and soak your feet in that. After that, use the tamarind body scrub that we have till all the granules melt. This, in fact, can be done for your hands as well. Just substitute legs with hands and you have a DIY manicure. Because these days, with constantly using sanitizers and hands very often, dryness is a complaint. After you scrub your feet thoroughly with the tamarind body scrub, or your hands with the tamarind body scrub, or the blood orange hand scrub that we have, just wash away with warm water. And for feet, you can use the cocoa butter or the vitamin E cream. And for your hands, you can top it up with the hand serum. So this is a easy DIY you can do with the Forest Essential products, and it just takes 15 minutes. Also, when we talk about keeping our body and mind in balance, inviting positivity is very important. So another recipe I want to share with you, especially in monsoon season, to get away from insects that enter from our windows, or to invite positivity. So an Ayurvedic dhoop recipe is what I'm going to share with you. What you can do is take about half a teaspoon of ghee, if available, few neem leaves, some sandalwood powder, and maybe you can either take neem leaves or curry leaves work well as well in this case. You can take one or two camphor pellets, and just add all of these in the dhoop yantra, and around evening time just burn it Around evening time, just burn all these together and let the smoke be filled throughout the and just rotate this throughout the house. You can also add a few drops of your favorite essential oil like sandalwood or lavender. This basically invites positivity and keeps the insects or the viruses and bacteria at the bay. So that's, I hope you all follow these, and this is what Ayurveda recommends in the term of self-care, so that you balance all your doshas and not only enjoy the me time but every moment that you're living. It's literally like celebration of your existence. And if you do have any questions, we can have them now. I mean, we can address your questions now.
Sonali, unmute.
Thank you, Dr. Akanksha, for enlightening us with your knowledge on Ayurveda. It has indeed persuaded us towards having a pure and better self-care routine in this chemical-laden world. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank our members for their enthusiastic participation and Team Forest Essentials for giving away 4 beautiful hampers and 3 vouchers to the winners. I now request Apurva to announce the winners.
Thank you all for those of you who have participated. We received an overwhelming response to the contest, and it's the response that inspires us to work harder and better to bring more such events to you. So do keep it coming. And now I would like to announce the winners for the hampers. Charul Suri, Charul Suri, Sheetal Tibrewal, Mahati Velamati, Mahati Velamati, Namrata Rupani. And for the vouchers, it's Shweta Tibrewal, Rupal Bansal, Shweta Tibrewal, Shubhra Maheshwari.
Thank you.
I now hand over the floor to Priyanka and Bhavya, YFLO committee, for question and answer round.
Thank you, Sonali. Thank you, Dr. Akansha, for an amazing session. Our first question is from Dipti. Which face cream and cleanser would you recommend for teenagers?
So teenager skin is very tricky, and let me tell you that Ayurveda recommends taking care of skin right from teenage or just before. So about 10 to 11 is the right time to start with this routine, and this is what goes a long way. So we have special teenage creams like the Eladi cream and the Kumkumadi cream for teenagers, and other range of products. So these natural chemical free and potent Ayurvedic products will not only help the problems that the teenagers are facing then, but go a long way and show up as healthy skin while the skin starts aging as well. So 30 and 40 years from then. So teenage creams that we have are a must have for all the teenagers.
Thank you. Our next question is from Purvi. What can be consumed and applied for painful acne?
For painful acne. Okay, so most of the times when the acne is painful, it does indicate that it's hormonal imbalance. So one simple thing that can be done is, increasing consumption of fennel. If you're a pitta or a vata skin type, if you're a pitta skin type, not skin type, if you're a pitta personality, you can just have fennels directly after your meals, or you can add fennel powder to your meals. However, if you're a vata or a kapha personality, you need to have fennel seeds which are roasted. It's a great way to balance hormones, but sometimes if the imbalance is a lot internally, you need to take certain medications. So finding out what is causing that imbalance is important. But like all the points that we've discussed today, and some recommendations that we'll be giving you in your handouts, like the lifestyle changes that need to be done, or certain foods that need to be adopted by the vata, pitta, and kapha personalities, actually gets you back on track and starts regulating those hormones. Externally talking, the Kashmiri saffron delicate facial cleanser that we have, and the sandalwood and Nakesar mask, the mud mask that we have, are like holy grail for acne skin. So that is a must have if you have acne skin, acne prone and painful acne skin.
Our next question is from our past chairperson, Ms. Rekha Lahoti. She would like to know if your cream-based products have ghee, and is it good to use pure cow ghee on your face overnight?
Not all our products have ghee. It depends, like I said, that it's not the same. While ghee is a superfood, how it's taken up by the skin by different skin types is different. So in something like Eladi, which require Eladi cream that we have something called as the Vimshati Dhruta Gruta, which means the ghee is washed and made light, which can be easily absorbed. So while it nourishes the skin, it's not oily. But in something like our Tejasvi emulsion or the Saundarya cream that we do have cow's ghee, which does retain those fatty acids and the oleating properties, which is very good for dehydrating or vata skin type. Anything as rich as cow's ghee, like we have the Tejasvi emulsion of just pure cow's ghee, is not to be left overnight on the skin because it is comedogenic. That is, it can clog the pores, which is not good for skin. So what you can do is use it in the form of facial, like the Tejasvi emulsion facial that I've recommended. It should not be kept for long unless it's not, washed. Washed ghee can be kept on skin for long, but it needs to be processed and made lighter if you want to leave it longer on the skin. So that's what we adopt. That's what we've adopted in our Saundarya serum. We've added certain ingredients which increase the permeability of ghee, and that's why you can leave it on. However, Tejasvi emulsion, which has cow's ghee in it, cannot be left on for long, or should not be left on for long.
Thank you. Our next question is from Yamini Sultania. Can we use activated charcoal once a month?
If your skin is not pitta type, so if it's not sensitive, and if you do have pustular acne, so which are not painful generally, for those kind of acne, activated charcoal masks can be fine. It's not a problem. So, but they only help in taking away toxins. The skin feels supple because the toxins are gone or reduced at that point of time. However, there are chances of activated charcoal being adulterated. So if you do have pure good activated charcoal, it's okay for skin to use it once in a month. It should be fine.
Okay. Next one is from Aarti Shah. At what age is it ideal to start with anti-aging treatment, and what treatment do you recommend?
Right. So the skin ideally starts aging from the age of 23 to 25. It's only that the signs show up after the age of 30, or in your mid 30s is when it starts showing. So 25 or 26 is the ideal age to start with the, slowly shift over to more nourishing or more towards the age defying creams. So 25 to 26 is the right time to start then. And what exact products you require will depend on what the skin's need are. So like a Vata skin is prone to have excessive dryness and wrinkles, while a Pitta skin will manifest rosacea or freckles or discoloration. A Kapha skin, in fact, ages quite slowly and might have problems like acne at times. So it depends what the skin's need are. And in the handouts, we've made an attempt so that you understand what your skin requires. Depending on what skin type it is Ayurvedically, or else you can always talk to the experts on our website. There are doctors to guide you. You can step into our stores, and some select stores do have doctors, so we are always there to guide you, to give you your personalized skincare product list.
Thank you, Dr. Kanksha. Now I pass on the floor to Bhavya for a few more questions.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thanks again, Dr. Kanksha, for the wonderful insights into the world of Ayurveda. We have a couple more questions from our members. So we have a question from Purvi. Can people with PCOS have yogurt?
Yes. Ideally, buttermilk works well. Yogurt is not to be had if you are known to have PCOS. Avoid yogurt as such. But buttermilk is something that you can have. And if you add hing to it, or even cumin and ginger, it can be had easily by someone who has PCOS or PCOD. But make sure that the amount of yogurt that you take is less and water is more, and it's churned properly. So generally the ratio is 4:1, or even 5:1 is fine. And it should always be, the adjuvant should be like black pepper to it, or add a bit of rock salt to it and ginger to it. Then you can consume buttermilk, but yogurt is something that someone with PCOS should not have.
Thank you. And our next question is from Namrata. She has been using Forest Essentials products and wants to know if the brand has a recycling policy. Most brands encourage us to bring back the packaging for recycling. So if there's a similar policy in Forest Essentials.
Yes, in fact, we have already started a recycling initiative, and it will be soon pan India will be applying it. It's already been done in Delhi and NCR regions. It's just taking and the pilot run has already been successful. It will be soon that it spreads over pan India. So yes, we do have a recyclable policy, and in terms of giving it back to environment, we try and do everything that we can, because we are a sustainable brand itself as well. So we believe in giving it back to the nature and society.
Okay, thank you. And our next question is from Sonal. What type of foods show signs of aging faster, and what are the best kind of anti-aging foods?
What kind of foods show aging faster, right? Right. So like I said that anything that is not cooked properly in the longer run does not give you nutrition. So cooked foods are something obviously that are anti-aging. Ghee is a superfood for skin. I can't stress enough on this. And the best way to have this is hot. So adding ghee to your meals, especially in seasons like monsoon or winters, your tempering can be in cow's ghee instead of oil. This helps in absorption, and ghee is a superfood for skin and for your body, for your skin as well as for your mind. Besides that, all seasonal fruits whole fruits are very good and have all the necessary vitamins for skin. However, I wouldn't say the same about the fruit juices, like I've already mentioned. The worst anti-aging element, I can't say food, but anti-aging element that I would mention is preservatives. So even though natural preservatives like salt and sugar are okay in some form, that's why we always have things like jams or pickles in moderation, because they do have natural preservatives. So preservatives of preserved food is something Ayurveda does not recommend. In smaller quantities, yes, it's fine. But outside packaged food that has a lot of preservatives is one thing you should avoid. That's the worst anti-aging element in the food these days.
Thank you. And our next question is from Riddhi. What is a suitable age to start a skincare routine for kids, and what should the skincare routine be like?
Right. So ideally, if you're starting a routine, cleansing and toning is something I think that should start by the age of 8 anyway. So up to the age of 5 to 8, you can still continue using the baby products because the skin has not undergone those kind of changes. So 5 to 8, depending on how the skin is. But after 8, you should adopt a simple routine like cleansing and toning at least. Nourishing if required. If excessive vata is there in the body or in the skin, nourishing is required. But here a systematic approach, that is, oiling the entire body, plays more important role than just the facial care. And right from the age of 11 to 12, you should start with the entire routine, that is the cleansing, toning, hydrating and moisturizing. So it's the range of products that you go on adding and changing, but ideally, the whole routine starts from the age of 12. That's the teenage, and that's the right time to start it.
Thank you. And our next question is from Sonali. What should a skin care routine be like right before sleeping, a night care routine? And what anti-wrinkle treatment would you recommend for the late 30s?
Okay. So night routine is very important because that's when the skin is at rest. So what you can do is, according to your skin type, take an Uptin. So if you have wrinkles, I'm guessing it's a Vata. It ideally would be a Vata skin type. So what you can do is take Tejasvi Uptin or even the rose Uptin that we have, blend it with a bit of milk and cleanse your face thoroughly. Make a fine paste, cleanse your face, and after that, you can apply the Ojas balm on the cleansed face and use the quartz roller, and then by after it's absorbed, you can top it up with the Saundarya serum. It's a great anti wrinkle serum that we have, and it also reduces other signs of aging. So night routine is very important, and this is what you can adopt for a healthy and wrinkle free skin.
Thank you. And our next question is from Nisha. She has been using Forest Essentials Cream Date and Lychee Eternal Youth Formula products, and she sent a small amount of skin irritation. So she wants to know if there's any solution to that.
Right. So what she can do is, sometimes when the absorption is not right, this can happen. So to increase the absorption, she can blend her date and lychee cream with the rose gel, or she can just apply the rose gel before applying the date and lychee cream. And this ideally chilled rose gel works well, and this issue should be resolved. Or else she can get in touch with our experts to see if her skin requires something more or something else. But otherwise, just applying the rose gel before the date and lychee cream should do the trick.
All right, thank you. And our last question for the day is, we have a lot of questions regarding the best.
Priyanka, can you take over?
Dr. Pransha, we have another question. How to treat excessive and dry and chapped lips for 8 years old?
Okay. What we generally tend to focus on chapped lips is applying the best of, lip balm. What is important is getting rid of that excessive skin or excessive dryness first. So something like the cane sugar lip scrub that we have works very well. All you have to do is just dampen your lips, use the scrub, and then top it up with the lip balm. This dual treatment works better than just nourishing the skin. And internally also it helps to increase the amount of ghee that the kid is taking. This helps internally and externally both the cane sugar lip balm and the cocoa butter cane sugar lip scrub followed by the cocoa butter lip balm. And these two products, I'm proud to tell, are edible and are favorites with the kids. So whenever kids come to our stores, these are the products they pick up because moms have been using them for them. So this is something you can use for an 8-year-old.
Our next question is from Mansi Malik. Any tips for dark circles?
Right. So while we do have specific products like the star anise cream for dark circles, the most important thing is sleep. I mean, it was sleep till now. Right now, I think the most important reason for having dark circles is the kind of screen time that we have. So some important tips that I would like to share is every 30 minutes or at least after every hour of screen time, make sure that you look at something green. So that could be potted plants in your house. And if they're just watered, or if you look outside, and if they are just watered plants or something that's drenched in rain, it actually relaxes your eyes. And eye is the site for pitta. So anything cooling will calm your eyes. You can also, whenever you feel fatigue after a long session of screen time like this one, what you can do is just take chilled rose water, dip some cotton balls in it, and place it over your eyes. While nighttime, the star anise cream would do its work. There are these small things you can do throughout the day, or even before a session like this, or a long video session. You can apply a bit of chill eye gel that we have. This prevents dehydration and dark circles under the eyes.
Thank you. We have another question from Sujini Dandu. Is there any oil or spray which can be used as a mosquito repellent?
Yes, definitely. We have this natural insect repellent, which has citronella oil, which has neem oil, tulsi oil in it. So it's a blend of different insect repellents mentioned in Ayurveda and can be used for kids and adults safely.
Thank you. There's another question from Yamini Sultania. Do you have any options for tan?
Yes, definitely. So we do have wide range of scrubs, depending on whether you have sensitive skin or it's a kapha type of skin, which has a lot of endurance. We have different scrubs for it. So depending on what the skin type is, we can definitely recommend what's good for tan. One product which goes well with any type of skin is the Saundarya Upton. So if your skin is prone to tanning easily, no matter what season, or even with little sun it does get tan, the Narangi and Nakesar Upton is something I would recommend, and use it religiously at least alternate days with tomato juice, and that reduces the chances of tanning. And if it's already tanned, it does help remove the tan as well.
Okay. The next one is from Nisha. What is the best way to treat acne or the blemishes?
Okay. So blemishes and acne. Blemishes generally are painful or will have redness on them. Acne might not necessarily be red. Like I said, one of the holy grail products that we have is the sandalwood and Nakesar mask, which works very well for acne skin type. Also, what's important for acne skin type is a routine. So using something like a Narangi Nakesar Upton for every day, so that it reduces the tendency of acne. This can be used with aloe vera juice, or if you have excessively oily skin, you can use the Multani Mitti Upton as a cleanser in the evening. While morning, you can stick to the Kashmiri saffron and neem delicate facial cleanser, and do opt for oil regulating products. So creams like lavender and neroli or the Eladi cream, which regulate the oil, actually make sure that there's no excess built up and reduces the chances of acne. So rather than using something that is high on salicylic acid, which will cause dryness and irritation, opt for oil regulating ingredients like neroli or citrus creams with vitamin C or gel based products.
Thank you. Dr. Kansha, we have a lot of questions coming in. So would you like to answer a few more? Or?
Sure, I don't mind answering a few more.
Okay. So we have this one from Manisha, how to deal with excess heat in body and what leads to pimples and other issues.
Okay. So excess heat in body is a classical pitta sign. And when you read your handouts, you will know about what pitta does to your body. Like I've spoken about what pitta does to your mind. There can be multiple reasons. But again, the tips that I've mentioned, that is soaking the moon rays in the night time, going for a walk early morning on the grass with dew, or just after rains, walking on the wet grass barefoot, actually helps reduce the body heat. Besides that, you can also rub vetiver and camphor oil on the feet every day. This helps reduce body heat as well. And for acne, there can be multiple reasons, right? From excess built-up on the skin to hormonal issues. So we can just go on and on talking about it. But like I said, that all types of acne are inflammation. So something like sandalwood and Kesar mask works very well for them. And besides that, for help you to help you build a routine so that the recurrences are less and they don't leave any spots, we are always there to help you depending on what skin type you have and what are the exact needs of your skin.
Thank you. Our next question is from Pinky Shah. How does thyroid affect skin and what can we do to maintain skin with thyroid?
Okay. So thyroid actually has a lot of impact on skin. It starts aging much faster because it's a hormonal imbalance that's caused, and it can show up in any form. It can show up in the form of acne. It can show up in the form of facial hair getting thicker. It can show up in the form of dryness. So it will show up depending on what doshas are affected during thyroid. So the first and foremost thing to be done is exercising, which is very important for any thyroid patient, and making sure that you're taking the right dose of medication. With that, externally, according to the doshas, following a routine also helps in such cases.
Our last one for today. This one is by Smita. How to remove body hair naturally? Suggest any herbal paste for the same.
Okay. So ideally, this again, there are quite a few recipes for this, but this can be specifically targeted only after examining the skin, because the ingredients used in this might not be easily available, or sometimes even if they are not properly purified, because there are things like hartal, which is a metal that's used, or other mineral, not a metal, it's a mineral that are used. So I'm sorry, I refrain from telling this recipe specifically, but you can get in touch with me directly for this. However, the skin needs to be examined before doing this. So that's why that is something that cannot be generic.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Akansha. You've answered all the questions beautifully. Now, Apurva will take over.
That was definitely a very informative session of questions and answers. I'm sure each one of us is taking back with us at least a tip or two for healthier skin. I now invite Deepti, YFLO chairperson, to YFLO vice chairperson, to give the vote of thanks.
Hear me now? Hi, good evening, everyone. Hello, Akanksha. Thank you so much for this wonderful information you shared with us about our skin and body. Now we really know the importance of Ayurveda in our lives. I would like to thank our entire committee on behalf of that. And our sincere thanks to our past chairpersons of Flow and YFLO. You truly made a difference with your presence today. And I would like to thank our IT team and media for this flawless experience. And last but not the least, our committee for your valuable time and boundless enthusiasm. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepti. I thank our guest, Dr. Akanksha, past chairs, flow committee, chapter chairs, and members for their participation. We indeed look forward to inspire you all with more power-packed events. Thank you.
Thank you.